nome del Padre, Figliolo, Spirito Santo. Amen.
Such a separation.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon and good evening for those who are listening to this who are nighttime already. Wow, it just always amazes me of how much I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak and to be able to actually, share, my thoughts, regarding the course and the different things that are actually going on, in my life. It just made me, reflect on how much I appreciate, where I'm at right now in my, life, and that means a lot to me. And the thing that was coming up for me is next week I'll be celebrating another birthday, and it's very interesting to see and to experience how things have shifted over my life regarding my birthdays, because when we're younger, we're very excited. We're going to get our cakes, we're going to do all these different things that we really look forward to, for our birthdays. And I remember, younger, I was very excited, for that. And then as I got older into my early 20s and 30s and stuff like that, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to know my birthday, I don't want to celebrate it. Just the thought of turning 25, 30 and all that, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to deal with it. And to the point where I used to avoid it. I would, run away or just don't talk to anyone on my birthday. And that's the way it was. And now it has shifted again, where I'm looking forward to my birthday and how much I really, appreciate that. And the thing that has shifted and that has changed for me, regarding my birthday is it gives me the opportunity now to be able to, reflect on things, to really reflect on my life of where I'm at now and where I have been. And that feels an amazing accomplishment for me to be able to do that, to just take the time and realize all the things that I have in my life. Because a lot of times, I know I felt like, a sense of lack. I felt like that I did not have a lot, in my life. And now I realize when I take the moment to look back and to reflect, I'm able to be able to see that. And so the thing that kept coming up from my mind with the Holy Spirit guidance is to talk about abundance, to embrace, what is abundance and how fortunate that each and every one of us have abundance in our lives. There may be times where we feel like that we don't have it, but if you actually take the moment and just think about just those little things that we have in our lives and how abundant we actually really are. Because I think a lot of times what happened is that we forget that we want to focus on the things that we don't have instead of actually really focusing on the things that we do, have, and really, embracing that. And the thing is, the spirit works in mysterious ways. Um, a friend of mine who's part of a gay men and bisexual men of color meditation group that I belong to. We meet every second Sunday of the month. We get together. We used to be in person, but now, of course, it's through Zoom. What it does is give us the opportunity to be able to meet and to process, a variety of different things, to be able to meditate, to, look at ourselves in a more deeper, way, which has been extremely rewarding for me and allowed me to grow in ways that I never thought possible, because I'm getting the opportunity to do this among other, gay men of color, which really feels incredibly remarkable for me to be able to have that opportunity. And so this person, he asked me to participate in a 21-day abundance meditation challenge. And so when he initially asked me, I remember like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I really want to take the time to be able to do that. One is, I like meditation, but I don't do it on a consistent basis. So I'm like, I'm not sure about that, if that's going to be able to, work for me. And then Spirit came and was like, you know what, Vincent, I think you need to do this. I think you need to take the time to really look at abundance and see how it is in your life. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I decided to take on this journey to do the 21-day meditation of abundance challenge. And then it also reminded me of when Reverend Tony used to do a 40-day abundance journal. And I remember doing that in my early years of being part of the Community Miracle Center and studying a course of how rewarding that was. So I experienced it before. And so this gave me another opportunity to actually go back and be able to do that again. And it's been it was a remarkable experience to go through that in these last 21 days. And I'm going to touch a little bit upon my experience with regards to that aspect of it. One of the things that the course tells us is, which was in a reading that Reverend Peter did, darkness is a lack of light, as sin is a lack of love. It has no unique properties of its own. It is an example of the scarcity, falsity, from which only error can proceed. Truth is always abundant. When I think about that quote, there's a couple of things in there that really, stands out, for me. One is the whole idea of darkness is a lack of light. When we take the moment and think about it, when we actually are in darkness, we're actually not in abundance. We are actually blocking ourselves to be able to appreciate the things that we actually have. Versus when we're in light, we're able to see it. We are able to see those little things that we have in our lives that we forget, that we don't take the time to really cherish it and appreciate what it is about. And the other thing in this that I liked was this: sin is a lack of love. It's the same thing. When we perceive ourselves to be in that frame of sin, we're actually really not seeing the truth. And the truth is that we are always in abundant. But the thing is, though, we and myself have to be aware of that and being able to make sure that I keep my frame of mind in a way of love, in my frame of mind in a way of seeing the light, not the darkness. There are going to always be challenges or barriers that appears to come into our lives, but we can change that. We can shift that and see the beauty in it, to see how it's an opportunity for us to look at the abundance that actually exists within it, not the negativity that exists within it. So this 21-day challenge, the way it was set up was you had the opportunity to be able to, you have to meditate every single day. They will give you a affirmation that you had to, reflect on throughout the day. Very similar to our lessons for the Course of Miracles, where we have a lesson every day and we supposed to meditate it and really, keep it fresh in our mind throughout the day. That's the exact same thing this was. They gave us an affirmation every single day to be able to pay attention to that. And also the other part of it was that they had some questions and then we're supposed to answer those questions and write it in a journal. And one of the affirmations that we had to look at was, which resonated with me, was: today I behold the abundance that surrounds me. Today I behold the abundance that surrounds me. That is so beautiful to be able to hold that and to be able to see that. And also part of that was that they wanted us to make a list of 20 to 50 people who influence us in our lives. And I remember taking the time to reflect and to write down a list of 20 to 50 people who influence my life. It helped me realize how abundant I am to be able to have that gift of all these people in my life and to understand the reason for that is because it's a reminder that I am not separate, that we're actually one, that each and every one of these individuals are part of who I am, who helped make up who I am to today. That is such a comfort to be able to see that. And folks here is part of that because you're part of my life and influenced me in ways that you never thought possible. That abundance, to recognize that and to appreciate each and every one of you for that. Then it also says in that one of the other affirmations, which I appreciated, was I create personal abundance, form, and an infinite source. And for me, it's just another reminder how I create, that we create our abundance. We create it by showing up. We create it by just getting out of the bed in the morning, which may be hard for us at times. We create it by just interacting with people. We create the abundance by singing. We create it by just being there to listen to others. That's the abundance that we all have within ourselves. And we give it out every moment. And yet, there are times where I just feel like we don't take the time to just really, really see that, to put it to use. And this helped me to be able to recognize that, to help me to see, because of the work that I am doing, that I'm giving that. That is abundance to be able to be there for folks, to support them, especially the young folks where I do my counseling. That's a huge gift that I've been given. The Course says, as I sure that I will witness for anyone who lets me, and to whatever extent he permits it. Your witnessing demonstrates your belief and thus strengthens it. At this moment, I'm letting each and everyone know that I see the beauty in you. I see the abundance that you have. I see the abundance that you've given to others because of who you are, because of what was created in this world for all of us. Your beauty, your love, your healing, that's what I witness. And by witness that, I have belief in myself. I have the strength to be able to see this world differently because of that. Because all of you is part of that. And then it says, another affirmation that I really love and appreciate it. Today, I focus on what I want to attract into my life. Today, I focus on what I want to attract into my life. Just imagine what is that like, that each and every one of us is able to focus on what we want to attract into our lives. And for me, yes, I want to recognize the abundance that exists in my life, but yet I also want to attract love. I want to attract healing in my life. And I want to extend that love to each and everyone in this world. I want to extend healing to each and everyone in this world. That's what I want to attract into my life. I want to attract the positive energy that exists, not the negativity. Negativity can always come, but that's not what I want in my life. I want positive energy. That's what I want to attract. That's what I'm aiming for. And doing this 21-day challenge is helping me to be able to do that, to help me shift and change anything that may appear to be an obstacle for me to be in that frame of mind, to change it in a way where I'm coming from a positive, loving, and healing energy. That's the abundance that I want to give to this world. And that's what I want to hold on to as much as I possibly can, because that's the gift that I've been given. Then, of course, says this: those who write, so those who witness for me are expressing through their miracles that they have abandoned the belief in deprivation in favor of the abundance they have learned belongs to them. This quote reminded me of another one of those lessons that we had to do for the 21-day challenge. And one of the things that they wanted us to do was to, write down our shortcomings. And I remember thinking, I'm like, I really don't want to write down my shortcomings because I hate to focus on my shortcomings because I have too many of them in my mind. But yet, it was not about focusing on it in that manner. It was actually taking a moment to look at those shortcomings and realize that, you know what, actually, there really are not shortcomings. We made ourselves think that they were, but it's not. All it is another part of who we are. And for us to take those appeared shortcomings and shift it in a different manner, to use it in a way that is giving, use it in a way where we are not only helping ourselves, but helping others. So yes, we all, think and appears that we have all these shortcomings in us. We don't need to look at it in a negative way like we tend to do, like I know I tend to do. I'm taking those shortcomings and changing the meaning of it, and not seeing it as a negative or bad thing anymore. I'm seeing it as an opportunity for me to see the abundance in it, an opportunity to see the love in it, and the opportunity to be able to see how I can use it to heal. Because in my mind, it is about healing. It's about healing our minds. And every time we do these shift and recognize things like that, that's what happens. And then of course also says this: miracles are affirmations of sonship, which is a state of completion and abundance. Whatever is true and real is eternal and cannot change or be changed. Miracles are affirmations of sonship, which is a state of completion and abundance. Completion, state of completion and abundance. That's the miracle. The miracle is when we are able to put ourselves in that frame. The miracle is when we are able to allow ourselves to take any situation that appears to be negative, that appears to be causing us grief, that appears to preventing us from forgiveness, being able to change that and see that differently, and to see the abundance that actually exists. because the abundance exists because of us. And one of the things that the 21-day challenge had us do also is to reflect on the positive things regarding our parents, specifically our mother. And that was a challenge for me because my mom is not around anymore. I'm like, do I really want to, go back and reflect on things? Because, I wasn't sure if I was in the right frame of mind for that or not. What an incredible gift to see and to remember the beauty of what my mom taught us. The beauty of seeing how, although it appeared that we never had a lot growing up, we actually did, because she made sure that she understood that the littlest things is just as important as the things that appears that we have a lot of quantity of. I didn't realize how she integrated that into me and into my siblings, to be able to see that and to be able to reflect on that, to know that some of those traits that my mom had contributed to who I am today. That is one of the greatest gifts of abundance that I can have in me. It's the gift that my mom and my dad gave me of being able to see the beauty, being able to appreciate the littlest things that we have in our lives. That it's not about having a whole lot, just being in that moment. It's just waking up. It's just being present for ourselves and for others. That's the abundance that we have. As we go throughout this day, as we go through the rest of this year, just remember and remind yourselves that you are incredible, incredible people that has a light in you that is beautiful, and that everything in you is abundant. Even those things that may appear not to be, it is. Because that's who we are, and that is the gift that this world has given us. And that is my talk.
Nel nome del Padre, Figliolo, Spirito Santo. Amen.
Such a separation.